gaming chair, yeah! Oh, didn't see you there. Quick, roll that intro. Hello Rage Quitters, my name is Terminator UK and today we're back for another video review. This time we're reviewing our very first gaming chair. This is from eWin and it's called the eWin Champion Series CPH. Well, we haven't reviewed a gaming chair before, so this is definitely a new one on us, so take everything about this with a bit of a pinch of salt. Definitely not the world's best expert on gaming racing chairs because this is my first. But let's start by saying a massive thank you to eWin for providing us a substantial discount on this chair today. We had to actually purchase it to bring you this review, but we got it cheaper than we normally would, so many thanks to them. Let's make a start then. So, bit of a different review. We'll get up and we'll get to around the back of the chair so you can see what this is all about. Crouch down so I'm in shot. So this racing gaming chair, what can we say? Well, the first thing is it looks stunning. If you're really in the market for a chair that looks absolutely fantastic, then this is definitely your ticket. I mean, beauty is definitely in the eye of the beholder, as they say, but this all black design from this chair looks absolutely amazing right out the box. Definitely a massive tick there. And this thing is built like an absolute tank. I mean, I'll just give it a 360 shot, but the whole thing is just incredibly solid build throughout. Really, really solid. If you look on the side, you see the whole construction's got like a steel frame around it with like memory foam cushions, which adorn the outer layers of the chair. And I mean, let's be honest, I'd be happy to go into battle with this thing. It's absolutely amazing build quality. This is a chair that's going to last you for years and years. Now, I'm not going to tilt it right the way over, but there's so many features that are just beyond things like the steel cage. You wouldn't actually appreciate until you've actually used this chair. So let's start, for example, with the cushions of the memory foam. So with a lot of office chairs, and I'll come on to the comfort aspect in a minute because that's a bit hit and miss, but bear with me on that. In terms of, this is purely based on the build quality. In terms of the build quality, the firmness in the cushions at the back and at the base is just incredible. It's so well sprung, and underneath you've got a series of straps which run underneath this seat-based cushion, which actually kind of almost suspend you in midair, but they're so strong and taut at the bottom. I just know that over time it isn't going to be a seat that sags and falls apart like your average cheap IKEA or Office World chair. It's really, really going to too many goodness, going to stay the test of time there. So it's absolutely excellent in terms of build quality. Can't fault it at all. This particular series, I'm not quite sure if you'll see it on the camera, but right at the bottom here features an aluminium base. Some of the cheaper series, like the eWin Cooling series, for example, have a plastic base, so that's a good upgrade. And again, it's something that's going to last the test of time. You're not going to get any cracks or breaks, and it's got these really heavy-duty wide casters at the bottom, which are not going to put dents in your floor. So it's a real good start for the eWin series overall from there. Okay, let's move on to some aspects of the adjustment. So the website describes the adjustment of the chair as like let's start with the armrest. It's like a 4D design. So you've got some buttons on the side here and here. You can push them in and slide the armrest forwards and backwards. They also rotate on their axis like this, so you can actually align them exactly how you want. And then under the armrest you've got a button which allows you to lower and raise. Now the coolest aspect about, well for me anyway, the coolest aspect about this is I find quite a few office chairs, if you've got fixed sides, you can't sit cross-legged on the chair. I think that sounds like a bizarre requirement, but I like to, in the middle of my gaming session, put myself up and sit cross-legged and let your thighs go right underneath those armrests. So that's a great feature from my perspective. So I was really happy with that when I saw that that was available in the chair. You know, not everyone's cup of tea, but I always find myself incredibly relaxed and ready to play an FPS game when I'm sat cross-legged and I'm right there in the zone. These armrests are brilliant for pivoting the elbows. So when you're up aligned with your desk, so I can raise this in line with the desk. I can literally pivot my elbow and I'm ready to use the mouse without any kind of strain on the edge of the desk. So again, a really nice feature like that. What else have we got in terms of adjustment? So just on the right hand side of the seat there is a lever, and you can basically pull it up to raise the chair, or you can pull it up again to lower the chair again. So pretty much a standard routine. Underneath the middle of the chair there's a twist barrel and that basically allows for the tension of the back, and when I'm talking about back, I'm talking about the amount that the recline will snap back up into position. So not an amazing useful feature, but hold your horses a minute. When I'm talking about recline, I'm talking about serious recline. So let's see, just go forward a bit, let's see what it's like on the recline. So if we pull this lever to the right hand side, can't find it, there it is on the right hand side, you can see that this chair goes back, way back, further than you think. So incredibly comfortable. If you want just a chill out gaming session with your controller like this, probably not quite that far back, and you can go all the way back like that, pull it up again, and there we go, just reset the seat. So amazing level of reclinement, but unfortunately that is where the fun stops. So if you're used to using any kind of reasonably high-end office chair with things like for example seat tray adjustment, so you can put the backrest back further and the seat pull the seat tray further forward, so you can change the difference between basically your lumbar and the back of the chair. That's just not available in this seat. It's just one fixed position. You've also got no seat tray, doesn't tilt at all, so you've got no tilt adjustment to tilt yourself forward and back. Because one of the negative, one of the first negative aspects I'd give about this chair is that basically the whole design is based off a racing, like a chair that you'd find in a car, like a racing car. So the whole purpose of that is it's a bucket seat design, so you can see that the sides are raised here and the front of the chair is elevated, so that is designed so that when the race car driver is in the car, that the thighs are elevated so that they're resting in a resting position so that they can comfortably use the pedals for a long time. Now obviously, unless you're into your hardcore racing games, which unfortunately I'm not, that is a completely useless feature on a gaming chair. You just don't want to have that feature whatsoever. So I found that the chair was uncomfortable to begin with, and this kind of goes back to the quality of the memory foam. So the memory foam on this chair is incredibly high quality, but if you've ever used memory foam anywhere else in your house, for example if you've got a memory foam bed, you'll probably experience this same symptom. So I'm really glad that I waited till the end of the week before making this review, because if you told me to make this review towards the start of the week, which happened to be my birthday when the chair arrived, so that was a great present for me when to actually arrive on my birthday, I would have told you that this is one of the most uncomfortable chairs I've ever sat in, and that is not down to the chair per se, it's just because of the nature of memory foam. So memory foam takes some while to train to your body shape and size and before it becomes comfortable. So on the first couple of days of using this particular chair, I had a horrific time. I just felt like it was more comfortable to sit on a wooden bench. I mean, it was just so, the foam was so hard and so restricted around your legs. I felt like you know, that you'd been on like a long flight and it was incredibly uncomfortable. And that's another negative aspect of this racing chair design, is because you've got this bucket seat sort of design. You can't really go anywhere, you can't really reposition yourself throughout the chair. But I stuck with it, and I'm really glad that I made this review towards the end of the week, because I've completely changed my mind. Like, well, not completely, still got a small caveat on that, that I would say that probably your highest end office chair with very thick spongy type of foam would probably be more comfortable than this overall. But I'm glad I made this review towards the end of the week, because I find it a whole magnitude better even today than I did yesterday, and therefore I have a better time recommending this particular chair as a result. So my takeaway to that is, just if you get a chair like this, give it a bit of time. Don't think on the first day, oh God, I've got to RMA it and got to get this back, this is awful. If it is made of memory foam, like the high-end chairs such as this one are, you will find that the comfort becomes better over time. So yeah, so that's a bit on the comfort aspect of this particular chair. Now the next thing you've got on this chair, which if you've never used a racing chair or a gaming chair before, is these removable cushions. Now personally, I don't particularly like these, and one of the reasons for this is you've got quite limited, for a man of my stature, yeah, I know it needs a lot of improvement, there's quite limited space on the seat to begin with, and by putting this lumbar cushion in place, you actually limit the amount of space you've got left. And not only that, is I suppose everyone's got a different, everyone's got a different posture in the way that they sit, etc. But for me, I like to sit fairly upright and not slouch. So if I'm sat in this seat and my back is here, I'm straight up here. I'm not actually using this backrest whatsoever. And I feel that I'm almost falling off the edge of the seat when I have this in position. I also find this neck cushion at the top here to be not a very good design at all. I find it quite small and pokey overall. Just bear with me one sec. Sorry about that. I find this cushion to be quite pokey and small, and I find it comes right around your neck, and it almost like pushes you forwards out of your chair. I don't particularly like the two cushions. They look cool, and I like the branding and everything on there, and it's awesome to have them. And they do come with these holes at the back of the chair, which allow you to adjust them to any sort of positions. You could, in theory, put the cushion right the way up if you wanted to. But I don't particularly like them, as I say. Now, that isn't the end of the world. Now, the design of these is absolutely fantastic. So basically, they're just a clip on the back. So just move to the camera, just show you how quick it is to remove them. So you literally just unclip the two clips like that, go around to the front. The front cushion's already out, and then the back cushion just literally pulls through. Hey presto, there you go. So I think in this configuration, without any cushions, your back is right up against the backrest of the chair. You can see that just there. Your legs are in a good position, and I just find, for me personally, I find that very comfortable overall. eWin don't charge any more for the cushions that are included with the chair, so either way you're covered. If you like the cushions or not, you can just remove them. Okay, so what else can we say about this particular chair? So we've gone through design, looks, build quality. I think we've covered more or less anything. Probably my only last negative aspect of this particular chair that I would give is the cost. Now I think that there is the old adage, you get what you pay for, but I think, remember, this is a chair, it's not a high-end graphics card. But having said that, though, you are paying for your comfort and long-term durability. I think the cost is quite high, to be honest. This on the site, I think this goes for €309, so that's going to be probably the best part, about £270. I think that's a lot for a chair at the end of the day. If you compare it with, say, like a high-end office chair, I think you're paying for the styling and branding overall. But that is where RageQuitters comes to the rescue, because for you lucky viewers, we have got a special discount code. Very very big thanks to eWin for providing us. If you use the code RQ, that's RQ, no other characters, numbers, you will get a 10% discount on any chair from their store. So that is an absolute boon as far as I'm concerned. I say any chair, the only one I've verified against is this Champion Series, so don't hold me to that, but definitely off this Champion Series chair, the CPH all black design, you'll get 10% off that, and that's a pretty good deal overall, and that makes it much more of a recommendation. So, I think we're about done. Wow, it's certainly not as complicated as reviewing a graphics card or a new mouse or anything like that. It's been very nice to review. So I'd like to say another big thank you for eWin for providing this chair. Absolutely fantastic piece of kit. I really like it. I think there's a few negative aspects of the chair that make it difficult to give it an absolute outright legendary award. I think those that are looking for the absolute optimum comfort and just pure luxury chair, I think you're going to come out a bit disappointed, because this is the kind of chair that improves your posture. It makes you sit up and you concentrate, so it's good for games like that. But if you want something that's going to be loafing in front of movies for hours, you do have the reclining feature, it's pretty cool. I think you're going to come out just a tiny bit disappointed, so I don't think that's a problem with this chair per se. Just do a bit of research, and it's quite well documented about gaming racing chairs versus office chairs. But I would assume, because remember this is our first chair that we've reviewed, I would assume this is probably on the higher end of the comfort, because as I say, when you get used to the memory foam after a few days, it does get blooming comfortable. So I think that the Champion Series just misses out, but I'm quite happy to give it our RageQuitters Epic Award. Another big thank you to eWin for providing this review sample. Make sure you stay connected to our channel, hit that subscribe button and like the video, really helps us out. Again, don't forget to use the code RQ on the eWin store for a 10% discount. And my name's been Terminator UK. Thank you for watching.